Welcome to Hiram Larew, reading from Mud Ajar, Hiram's 2021 collection, published by Atmosphere Press. The Mud Ajar poems selected for this reading, in order, include After All, Uphill, Succotash, Smart Dumb, and This If. Enjoy.
Let me begin with just a little bit of a background. My most recent collection, Mud Ajar, was published in September 2021 by Atmosphere Press. Since then, it's been a pure delight to offer up the poems in Mud Ajar in a variety of online spots. This first poem was published initially in Ireland's Head Stuff journal. It's titled After All. For some reason, you think in a different way when you go outside. It doesn't make any difference if you're in the city or far up in the hills. It doesn't matter if there is time or not, or if it's spring or fall, or what you've had to eat. When you step outside from being in, even for just a minute, you think of bigger things, like how to convince someone of what's important after they're gone, or how to get to 300 years from now by hitchhiking, or no matter what kind of moon's up there, how you should strive to become more and more like butter. I think because that poem references the moon, it was reprinted in the 2022 lunar calendar by Luna Press. This next piece was first published in Clock Radio magazine. And it's about that wonderful mystery we call appreciation. Uphill. If asked what the most beautiful sight on earth is, I'd probably say that it's the feeling of a blanket, half covering bare shoulders in spring, with a drizzling rain outside. That is surely one of the most important loves to live through. I think I'd also have to say that whatever I don't understand is really lovely in the hungriest sort of way, because it makes me pedal uphill, especially for the kind of soup or bread I've come to crave. And to be honest, I'd also have to admit what I've known all along, that for something to really float or glow or leave love in me, it has to be out of place, in an understood only afterwards sort of way. This poem was written about these very concerning times. It's titled Succotash. My country, so poly, so jack of all trades and confetti. This yard sale of nations with ditches of weeds and cornfields split open. The tar in my whistles. My country, the talons and scars after oozing. The sparklers, my country, that wake up but ransack what happened, and broad beams that dazzle the mud. My country, all arrows shot heaven with swearing. My country, in sparrows gone haywire and hobo. The screen doors to wisdom slammed shut and gone off to, with maps left behind. My country, these blackboards of silence and misspells. My country, so flies over pie. And this next poem first appeared on the Vox Poetica site, and I read it lovingly in another voice. It's titled Smart Dumb. She was born inside out, the size of a heavy orange. And the story goes that she was wobbly from the very start. Even as a little girl, she was so smart and so damn dumb together. That's the way sometimes. Well, wouldn't you know that dead solved the problem? The full story isn't important. But what is that at about 19 or so, she fell jaw drop in love with someone who just wouldn't, couldn't, and didn't. Someone like too close to a fire. Yes, with those kind of eyes. And the thing was, there was no wanting her at all, not any. And oh my goodness, the rumors were rich enough to live on. But here's the thing, really. She ended up like a tree toppled over with all her roots up in the air. Hers was a big sideways life that just never really got started. And of course, she's gone now, but is wholly famous. That's what starting out with too many wants will do in an all or nothing sort of way. So, the lingering question is this: is it truly best to leave nature alone or to invite it in for a chat over dinner? This last poem is the last poem in the book. And I'd like to think that it's as much of an opening as it is a close to the book. It's titled This If. I fly myself as far as can be, like windows do or doors beyond. This reaching sky, these trees of all that's gone or coming to, and rounded beams. I fly as how open is, and porches swing up to towards, each rhyme undone to tell of fill and full where blue is now. I fly this if, but also more, where clouds love rakes or fields are curls to forever wear, or halos fling my scattered verse this day that rings.
We hope you've enjoyed this reading of select poems from Mud Ajar by poet-author Hiram Larew. You can dive more deeply into the world of Mud Ajar and Hiram Larew at hiramlarewpoetry.com.